It's still a guess. My name's Steve. Welcome to Classified Captures. Now, we've got a great episode for you this time round, so please watch till the very end. What would you think if you were hiking and spotted what looked like a horse standing in a valley below? At first, nothing seems off. Sandy ground, a few trees, just a horse in the distance. But then the camera zooms in, and it's not just a horse. The lower half fits, 4 legs, the body, the movement. But where the neck and head should be, there's a human upper torso, clearly enough that it's hard to mistake. And if you know what a centaur looks like, this is exactly it. Centaurs come from ancient Greek mythology and have been described this way for thousands of years, half human, half horse. Whether they were purely imagined or based on something real is something no one had ever fully answered. Most people will say AI, which makes sense. This is kind of the thing AI can create. But we've also seen things once dismissed as fiction start getting taken seriously. Aliens, for example, are now openly acknowledged by government officials. Which makes you wonder, at what point do we stop dismissing stories like this completely? And if centaurs were ever real, could one still exist somewhere? You've seen it, so what do you think?
Oh my god. That's a centaur. I don't believe my eyes. This is real.
And if you found that strange, then this next one might surprise you even more. People near a river noticed splashing at the bank where fishing nets were hanging. Curious, they went to get a closer look and found a fish, but not a normal one. It had the body of a shark-like fish and arms. Not fins, shaped a little differently, actual arms, thick muscled limbs on both sides of its body that looked disturbingly human. Defined enough to make you stop and look twice. Whatever this thing is, it looks like it's been training. Now, the real question is simple. Is this real or edited? Because a fish with human-like arms doesn't exist in any known marine biology records. Yes, mutations happen, especially in waters affected by pollution or radiation. There are documented cases of fish developing extra or malformed limbs, but this goes far beyond anything typically seen. The other explanation is that this was edited to go viral and something absurd to a normal fish, and it spreads fast, and honestly, that's a more likely answer. But we've been wrong before. The ocean has a way of revealing things no one expected, only after someone manages to capture it. So take a look at it again. Real mutation, a well-made hoax, or something the ocean has been hiding this whole time.
Easy. Good boy. Easy.
Is that AI? That dog's face, man. Mind you, I'd probably look like that if I had a small apex predator in my living room as well, but that's hilarious, man. That's brilliant.
Good boy. Easy. Good boy. Easy. Hey, easy.
The flowers, I sit for hours, telling all the bluebirds.
Yeah, I understand, I get it, but it's still a guess. It's still a guess. Like, I'm not saying that UAPs and UFOs don't exist. Not at all. But that's still a guess. I mean, the first one, showing the little aliens inside and stuff like that. How the hell did they know? It's black. How do they know? You know? You guys already know what I think about blurry footage, and I know that says 2009 at the beginning, but, you know, it's guesswork.
And there's the flowers, I sit for hours, telling all the bluebirds, the bill and coo birds, pretty little baby.
This next clip is chaotic from the very first second, and we'll be honest about that. It's filmed in what looks like a kitchen late at night. The framing is rough, the quality is not great, and everything feels unsteady. But what's happening is people seriously divided. A woman is on the ground screaming. A man grabs a piece of burning firewood and starts swinging it toward the wooden window. And then you see why. Something has broken through it. When you focus on it, it looks like a figure in a dirty white cloak, black hair, pale features partially hidden inside the room through the broken window. The man keeps hitting it, trying to drive it back. And this is where things get strange. The sound. Every time the wood connects, it doesn't sound like it's hitting flesh. It sounds like wood hitting wood, hollow, solid, almost like he's striking another piece of timber. For a lot of people, this is the detail that gives it away, because if this were real, it wouldn't sound like that. But there are others who see it differently. In some Asian and South Asian traditions, certain entities are believed to have physical form closer to dry material than flesh, especially those that exist between the physical and spiritual world. And using fire to drive something like that away is a belief that shows up across multiple cultures. So now you're left with two options. A staged scene built on chaos, or a genuinely terrifying encounter caught in the middle of the night. Well, that sound is hard to ignore. Listen closely and tell me what you think. Emmanuel had CCTV cameras set up around his property and checks them often for anything unusual. And this clip taken late at night stood out enough for him to share. The camera is pointed along the side of the house toward the slightly wooded area. Two dogs are there, calmly sniffing near the wall, nothing out of place, and then one of them is just gone. No movement, no exit, no direction. 1 second it's there and the next it's not. Then it gets worse. The white dog that remains suddenly reacts. It starts sniffing urgently around the exact spot where the other dog has been. You can see the shift immediately. Something has changed, and then bolts. Now, the first explanation is a camera glitch, and that's fair. A brief recording jump could make it look like something disappeared, but the dog's reaction makes that harder to accept. Animals do not respond to recorded errors. They respond to things they can sense. Something was there. Something strong enough to trigger panic, and whatever it was, the second dog was already gone before the reaction even started. So what took it? And more importantly, what did the other dog feel that made it run? Canada has been producing a steady stream of unusual aerial footage lately, and it all seems to point in the same direction. Different people, different locations, same thing in the sky. Green glowing objects behind the clouds. In one clip you can see a large circular green shape sitting behind the cloud layer. It's bright enough that the outline is visible straight through the clouds. Not scattered light, not a reflection, not something easily explained. A defined shape holding position, glowing green. In another clip, a smaller orb appears, same color, same presence, just less massive, again behind the clouds. And that color matters. Green has shown up repeatedly in UAP reports across multiple countries in recent years. We've seen it before in different places under different conditions, and when the same detail keeps appearing, it stops feeling random. Now, here is where it gets interesting. When multiple sightings of the same kind start clustering in one area over a short period, there are usually two ways to look at it. Either something is actively moving through the airspace, or something there is drawing it in. Canada is massive. Sightings should be spread out, but these are not. Look at it closely. Why there and why now?
Look, Tessa, look! Oh my god, that is no drone! Why is it green?
What in the world am I watching, bruh?
This clip was recorded just this month at Whetstone, Arizona, and it shows a helicopter chasing an object in the sky. The longer you watch, however, the clearer it becomes that whatever the helicopter is in pursuit of is faster. And that detail matters because helicopters are not sent out to chase random things. If one is in pursuit, it means someone has already decided that the helicopter is capable of pursuing what it's after. Now, under normal conditions, a helicopter can keep up with most things it would need to track. It's not the fastest aircraft, but it's fast enough. When something outpaces it this easily, however, without any visible propulsion, it starts to fall outside what we'd expect from conventional flight. Many who saw it suspected it as a UFO. This isn't the first time we've seen clips involving a helicopter and some sort of UFO. The fact that we keep seeing this makes some people think it's more of an escort than a pursuit. If genuine, well, what do you think?
Yo. That is a freaking orb. That's an orb being chased by a helicopter. What the hell? That is a straight up orb, dude.
According to the woman in this clip, every single spider in that facility can kill a person. Every container on every shelf holds something that could be fatal if it bites. And yet people work around them every single day. Whew, jeez. This immediately raises the question. If everything there is that dangerous, why are they there at all? The answer is simple. Without venom, there is no anti-venom. This footage comes from a spider milking facility where millions of venomous spiders are kept in individual containers stacked across rows of shelving. And the process is exactly what it sounds like. Workers handle each spider by hand. You can see it happen. The spider is held in place while its fangs touch a collection tool and the venom is carefully extracted. The entire time it's alive and fully capable of biting. That venom is then introduced in small controlled doses into host animals, which produce antibodies that can later be used to treat bites. Slow, precise, and extremely risky work carried out in a room filled with deadly spiders. Whew, and someone crazy enough to touch them.
Look at those fangs.
They're massive, hey? Every single jar has a spider in it.
And all of these spiders could kill us.
Oh yeah, world's most deadly spider. And so what we do, we come in with the pipette, suck the venom up. Oh. And so you can see it's totally harmless for her.
Yeah.
The venom just drops off anyway. It doesn't hurt her. And I'll only push her until she appears
It was just
stressed.
a big drop there.
It's massive, hey?
These red orbs are back, and this time they're not appearing over remote wilderness or empty skies. They're moving through a residential neighborhood. The footage is captured from what looks like a high-floor apartment with a clear view over surrounding buildings. And what stands out immediately is how low these objects are flying. This is not distant sky activity. This is inside the neighborhood itself, between buildings, over rooftops, at a height that places them close to where people actually live, and their movement doesn't match anything familiar. No drifting like a balloon, no blinking pattern like aircraft lighting, just smooth controlled motion, almost intentional in the way they move across through space. Earlier in this series, we looked at theories linking red orb phenomena to directed energy systems, with some researchers suggesting possible weapon-related tests or deployments. That conversation is being tied to this footage as well. Because if that theory is even partly correct, then we are seeing what we're seeing, and it's not distant atmospheric activity. It's something happening in populated airspace without public explanation, and that's what makes this footage different. Not just what it is, but where it's happening, right above our neighborhoods. So the question becomes simple. Has anyone ever seen one of these up close, and what did it feel like? group of friends were hanging out on a rooftop at night, just enjoying the city lights and the stars above them. And then one of them pointed the camera down, and that's when they noticed something that didn't make sense. On the ground, there's a shadow, a clear vertical shadow, defined solid, the kind of shape that should only exist if something above is blocking out light. But when they look up, there's nothing. No building, no structure, no visible object that could be responsible. The sky above is completely open, and yet the shadow remains, sharp enough that it doesn't look accidental. Now, the issue here is simple. A shadow is not something that just appears. It requires a physical object to interrupt light. That's just basic physics. So if the shadow is real and nothing visible is causing it, then something unseen would have been there to create it. Something that's not picked up by the eye and apparently not by the camera either, but still solid enough to block light. And that changes how you interpret what you're looking at, because it's no longer just a strange shape on the ground. It's something overhead, directly above a group of people on a rooftop without any visible source. So the question becomes unavoidable. What exactly was above them that they could not see, but the light clearly could?
Throwing some trash away when I noticed 2 yellow jackets stuck in a Tide bag of garbage. Now, I'm not a fan of yellow jackets.
Well, that's not
like
gonna be clever.
So I let them out. Then, just as I thought my good deed was done, they flew back to their hive and then told their friends to come sting me. I'm so mad. Moral of the story, yellow jackets are aggressive a-holes.
Oh,
Never, ever trust
dear.
That way when I noticed 2
No
jackets
good
stuck in a
deed
Tide bag.
comes unpunished. Well, that's very, very true. Yeah. If I saw those things, I wouldn't go anywhere near them, no matter what the situation was. Because, you anger one, the whole lot come for you.
Throwing some trash away when I noticed 2 yellow jackets stuck in a Tide bag of garbage. Now, I'm not a fan of yellow jackets, but it seemed like an awful way to die, so I let them out. Then, just as I thought my good deed was done, they flew back to their hive and then told their friends to come sting me. I'm so mad. Moral of the story, yellow jackets are aggressive a-holes. Never, ever trust a yellow jacket.
We got a whole bunch of people that are joining us and subscribing, which is just classically cool, man. So I'm gonna give a few shout-outs, all right? Sterling Stewart, M81. Sally Arnold, 2805, have been with us now for a month or more. Danielle Skeel, Scouse Girl, Cassie Fowler, 3835, Sana. How are you, darling? Hope everything's going all right with you. Now, Sana is very, very cool. Comments is every week. I mean, Sana's becoming more popular than me. It's not fair. Jason Hawk 2511 and Andy04K have been members for a little over 2 weeks. Then we got Tanya Kashat 9704, Charlotte Daub 7729, Cynthia Weaver 3073, Logan GR81, and Kelsey Todd 98, who have been close to a week with us now. So anyway, you've no idea how much this means to us, guys. I also want to give a shout out to Annie. Hope you're doing all right this time round, darling. Hope your health's improving. Hope you're smiling. Hope everything's good. Let us know in the comments, my love. But yeah, if you want us to give you a shout out, just say, hey, Steve, give me a shout out. We deserve it because we watch the channel, quite frankly. Who am I to complain about that? I'm more than happy to give you a shout out. Anyway, enough of me yapping. Let's head back to the clips.
The older something is, the more history it carries, and the more history it carries, the more likely something dark has happened within it over time. This mining shaft in Chile is said to be around 7,000 years old and still in operation today. 7,000 years of people going underground and not all of them coming back out. So the idea that something could be left behind here is not far-fetched. In this photo taken at the entrance of the shaft, you can see a miner standing near a crate. Everything looks normal at first glance. But when you look at the other side of the crate, there's something else, another figure, dressed in what appears to be mining attire, partially visible, hazy in a way that doesn't feel like motion blur or lighting error. It has the same quality people often point in alleged ghost sightings, not fully solid, not fully gone either, just there. and that's what makes it unsettling. The region already has long-standing reports from workers, voices in empty tunnels, sudden cold spots deep underground, the feeling of being watched in sections that should be completely vacant. Mines have a way of holding on to history. Accidents, collapses, deaths over centuries of work. Places like this do not reset. So the question is simple. After 7,000 years underground, how many stories are still down there? And what exactly is standing behind that crate? With everything happening around the deaths of UFO researchers, one particular theory tied to Amy Eskridge is gaining renewed attention. She believed that aliens are not extraterrestrial at all. Instead, she suggested they could be human, not from another planet, but from the distant future, humans who've developed the ability to return through time. That idea is now being echoed again by Steve Greer, one of the more prominent voices in UAP discussions. His position is straightforward. If these beings were hostile and truly far beyond us technologically, they would not need hesitation or caution. They would not need repeated encounters. They could act without resistance. And yet, according to his argument, this has not happened, which leads him to suggest their intent may not be aggression and their presence may not be what it appears to be. The future human theory is not isolated either. Several researchers have independently arrived at similar conclusions, and they often point to the same detail: the descriptions. Large heads, small frames, and large cranial structure, features that, according to evolutionary speculation, could align with what humans might look like after thousands of years of continued adaptation. It sounds like science fiction, but so did a lot of things that are now being discussed more seriously than ever. So the question remains, if they're real, what are they actually looking at us as, and what are they trying to become through us?
We discovered anti-gravity, and it's like the worst thing that ever happened to us in our entire lives. It's been independently discovered 4 other times. It has been suppressed every single fucking time. I can tell you for a fact, so many prototypes. Only prototype built like this in the world.
Science is a fairly standard explanation for sleepwalking. During deep sleep, parts of the brain stay active while conscious awareness is offline, which can trigger movement without the person realizing it. Most people leave it at that, but this footage makes that explanation feel a lot less comfortable. It shows a woman walking in her sleep into a dining room. She pulls out a chair, sits down, places both hands flat on the table, and goes still. And then something strange starts to happen around her. The 2 chairs opposite her slide out from the table on their own, as if someone or multiple people are taking their seats. Then the tablecloth begins to shift and drag toward her, slow and deliberate, while she doesn't move at all. At the same time, doors in the room start to bang and shift without any visible cause. She stays upright and motionless in the center of it all, like she's present for something a conscious mind is not a part of, almost like she started a gathering she doesn't remember. Now, the scientific view would still point to environmental factors, drafts, structural movement, or interpretation bias under low-light conditions, and in many cases, that's exactly what these kind of clips end up being. But what makes this one unsettling is the pattern people attach to it, the idea that sleep is not just rest, but a state where awareness is loosened, and in that loosened state, something else might be perceived or even interacted with. That balance shows up across older traditions in different forms long before modern sleep science existed. So when you watch this footage, the question stops being about sleepwalking alone and starts becoming about something else entirely. If she was not alone at the table, then what exactly sat down with her? Godzilla mythology is deeply tied to Japan, and especially to the trauma of nuclear radiation and its aftermath. It was never just a monster story, it was a metaphor, a way of expressing what nuclear destruction does to living things in the ocean surrounding Japan. But this cruise ship footage is making people revisit the idea in a very different way. The ship appears to encounter something in the water. The surface is heavily disturbed, as if something massive is moving just beneath or breaking through it. And then for a brief moment, the camera catches it. A large spiked structure rising above the waterline before disappearing again. Thick ridges, dark, solid, and strangely organized in a way that does not look random. The shape is what immediately triggers comparisons to the classic Godzilla silhouette. Now officially Godzilla is fiction, a cinematic metaphor created to reflect nuclear fear and environmental consequence. But we also know how little of the deep ocean has actually been explored. We know there are species and structures down there we are only just beginning to understand. And we know that in regions around Japan, marine environments have been under long-term stress from radiation and environmental change. So while most explanations will point to waves, debris, or optical distortion in turbulent water, the shape in this footage is what keeps people talking. Because it doesn't just look like something natural breaking the surface, it looks structured. And that raises the uncomfortable question. If something that large is moving in those waters, what else might still be down there? A couple were relaxing in their backyard at night when they noticed something in the sky and started filming. What they captured is a cluster of lights, multiple points moving together in a loose formation, but with clear synchronicity, not drifting randomly, moving as one group. And that is what stands out. They are high up, too far to judge size or shape, but they hold position relative to each other, shifting in coordination as they move across the sky. That kind of movement is not typical of random aircraft or separate drones. Even controlled drone formations usually show tighter structure or more predictable spacing. This feels different. Similar formations have been reported in different countries in recent years, often described as moving with coordination rather than independence, which raises the main question. If they're separate objects, why do they behave like one system? And what exactly was moving above their house?
What the hell is that?
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Good eye.
No shit.
What the f?
What the hell?
This video has been circulating for a while and it keeps resurfacing for one reason. Every time people watch it, they struggle to comfortably dismiss it as fake. It shows a person coming face to face with what appears to be an entity in the dark, filming using a torch in low light. The camera stays on it long enough to register clear features. Pitch black eyes, a head shape that doesn't align with human proportions, a face that seemed to react to the light pulling away from the beam. The body is only partially visible, but what can be seen doesn't match normal human structure. The footage is low frame rate, and that's where the skepticism starts. It's easier to manipulate, harder to verify, and visually less stable than high-quality recordings. That is a valid concern. But here's the pattern people keep pointing out. Almost every alleged encounter like this comes with technical flaws. Poor lighting, short duration, distance issues, low-quality recording. Which leaves two interpretations. Either these are repeated hoaxes made under similar constraints, or real encounters tend to happen in conditions where clean documentation is simply not possible. And that's where the conversation shifts, because regardless of what you believe about this specific clip, the wider question keeps coming back into focus. If even a fraction of what officials and researchers have been hinting at is accurate, would footage like this really be that surprising anymore? The disappearances and deaths of UFO and alien researchers are becoming harder to ignore, and the official responses are not making the picture any clearer. If anything, they're adding to the uncertainty. The FBI director has confirmed that investigations are ongoing and that arrests may follow. A congressman has also raised concern, especially after reports that a retired general went hiking and never returned. These are not low-level figures. They are individuals connected to high-level information about space, advanced propulsion, and technologies that, if real, would have major strategic implications. NASA has now become involved in the investigation, which is unusual in itself. NASA does not typically participate in domestic missing persons cases. Their presence suggests the subject matter is considered sensitive enough to warrant attention beyond standard law enforcement. Then there are the conflicting statements. NASA has said this is not a national security threat. A congressman has suggested the opposite. Both positions cannot be true at the same time, which leaves a gap that official communication is not closed. Two explanations keep coming up. One is external pressure, foreign actors targeting researchers to suppress or acquire sensitive information. The other is internal control, institutions acting to contain information that was never meant to be public. Neither explanation is simple and neither is comfortable. What stands out most is not any single statement, but the lack of alignment between agencies that are usually expected to be consistent on matters of national importance, which leaves one final question. When the people closest to the investigation cannot agree what's happening, what does that actually tell you about the situation itself? A hiker in Ohio left the marked trail in Salt Fork State Park and found a cave and went inside. The deeper she went, the colder it became. She later said she noticed it clearly. At one point, she called out in the dark and something responded. She only realized it later when reviewing the footage. Back in the forest, things escalated. She and her companion felt something following them. Not one presence, but several, moving between the trees at a distance, watching, retreating, then reappearing. She described them as dark, fully dark figures, not typical shadow people, and not matching usual rake descriptions. The term shadow rakes came out of that encounter. Then a loud sound hit the forest. Every animal in the area scattered instantly. After that, one of the figures stepped out from behind a tree and looked directly at them. That is when they left. Fast. Now, perception in forests at night can be unreliable. Fear and low visibility can distort a lot. But what makes this story stick is the repetition. Similar reports, similar descriptions, and always the same region coming up. Ohio keeps appearing in these accounts, so the question people keep asking is simple. What's being reported there, and why does it keep coming back?
It goes up into there. Alright, I gotta get back down. Get Bear to come with me. Matt. I know if I gotta go up this way and try to find that trail. What's that noise? Go away, car. Well, did I just see a movement? I swear there was something there. There's eye shine right up there to the white one back there waiting. Look at this, dude.
Hey, white's like crawlers.
Yeah, there's a white. Look, he's looking around the tree. Look around the tree. Look, look. Hi. What is that?
I don't know. I see it though.
There. Oh!
Well, the mystery deepens as a trail camera working its night shift in the heart of the forest captures a peculiar creature that's enough to send shivers down your spine. A creature with a long, crooked neck. This creature we are seeing on the screen is what people call the Champy monster. The term Champy is often associated with Champ, the legendary lake monster said to inhabit Lake Champlain primarily in the United States and Canada. Champ has been a subject of local folklore and legend, with reported sightings and accounts stretching back for decades. Descriptions of Champ often include a long-necked creature resembling a plesiosaur, a group of prehistoric marine reptiles known for their distinctive long necks and flippers. Could this be one of them? Now that's adorable, right? That's clearly a baby shark enjoying itself out there. But wait, it gets scary and quite upsetting really quickly. Yeah, I told you, that didn't last at all. The clip went from cute and cuddly to big and dangerous real quick. The wild is truly wild, and you don't want to mess with it. This is definitely an incredible and rare piece of footage. It's a shame that little one had to die, though.
This next footage is said to have been taken as far back as 1987 near a volcano. The clip was allegedly taken because of the strange creature you see in it. But what exactly is that creature? It looks like some sort of huge spider-like monster. Its lower body was made of many legs that looked like roots, but its upper body looked eerily human. You could see its head and shoulders. However, this creature moved in such an automated way it looked so out of place and unreal. Most of the members of the paranormal groups where it was shared called it fake. You've seen it for yourself. What do you think? Take a moment to examine this intriguing footage.
Oh, whoa. What is that?
It's like that Tic Tac from Rogan, bro.
What was that?
The thing that, like the UFO thing, like flying all over the place.
I mean, this looks like a UFO.
What we have here is a video of a strange craft that was captured in the night sky. This craft is quite unusual as it has 3 lights arranged in a triangular shape. It was seen simply floating in the air without any apparent propulsion or movement. But how did this craft get there? It all started with a glowing orb. The orb descended from the sky and remained stationary in the same spot. Then 2 more orbs appeared beneath it. This, my friends, is how the craft was formed. Could this be a UFO? It's certainly possible. The shape and behavior of the craft are unlike anything we've seen before. But then again, what do you think?
Oh, whoa. What is that?
It's like that Tic Tac from Rogan, bro.
What was that?
The thing that, like the UFO thing, like flying all over the place.
I mean, this looks like a UFO.
No, but it's like yeah, I guess.
Embarking on a mysterious journey to the heart of the Bala forest in Brazil, a group of hikers stumble upon a chilling discovery. A lifeless creature lying in their path. Its skin was very pale, and its body resembled that of a bipedal being. But then, you never know these days with all the weird things happening. Looking at this creature, we have no idea what it could be or how it even got there. The residents of the area were alarmed by this finding and marked it as an omen and a sign of impending doom. Oh boy, it sounds like we've got ourselves a creature feature straight out of a swampy horror movie. The creature, by all accounts, has a face that's a bizarre blend of fishy features, a fish-like face and mouth, black eyes staring into the void, and no suggestion of a nose. Now that's a catch that does not qualify for dinner. What in the world could this be? Is it a mutant fish, an undiscovered species, or perhaps something straight out of a horror movie?
As technology advances, scientists and tech experts are constantly pushing the limits of what is possible. They're always searching for new ways to innovate and create positive change. Recently, a group of scientists in Denmark came up with an exciting new idea, making glow-in-the-dark trees, also known as bioluminescent trees. The idea behind these trees is to replace traditional street lights with them. This would not only reduce the cost of maintaining faulty lights, but also help lower greenhouse gas emissions from the use of fossil fuels to power lights in the evenings. Bioluminescent trees could potentially make the world a more beautiful and magical place, transforming the nighttime landscape into a glowing wonderland. However, not everyone is pleased with this idea. Some are concerned that the genetic modification of these trees could have negative effects on the environment and human life. After all, we rely on plants for oxygen, and any changes made to their genetic structure could have unforeseen consequences. While bioluminescent trees could be a significant step forward in terms of sustainability and beauty, it's important to consider the potential risks and weigh them against the potential benefits. What do you think? Could this be a groundbreaking innovation or a potential threat to human life and the environment? This is certainly an intriguing sight to behold. This appears to be a blob-like structure with distinct human-like features such as eyes, nose, and mouth. Once it was uploaded, it started attracting a lot of attention. What's even more fascinating is that one of the eyes seems to be moving, making it look alive. Some believe that this could be a human-made creation, possibly an experiment using cutting-edge technology. Others speculate that it might be a natural and undiscovered creature. Additionally, there's a chance it could be digitally manipulated using today's advanced CGI technology. However, without more information, it's impossible to say for sure what this curious phenomenon could be. Before I ask for your thoughts, take a look at this comment underneath the original post. Now, tell me, what are your thoughts on this?
Whilst in an aircraft, someone filmed this strange thing in the sky. It's a glowing circle with white, smoky edges. These things have been appearing all over the world. They look like some sort of portals, but scientists have not yet come out to address them. No official statements, no explanations. It's like the scientific community is just as perplexed as the rest of us, leaving the door wide open for wild theories and endless questions. Now, it's got people buzzing with speculation. Are we witnessing some interdimensional phenomenon? Could these be portals opening up in the sky? And if they're portals, where do they lead to? Turning our gaze toward the heavens again, a mystery unfolds in footage capturing 3 mesmerizing glowing orbs suspended in the sky. At an unknown location, 3 glowing orbs were spotted in the sky. They were an orange hue and were in the formation of a triangle. Now, that alone would be enough to raise a few eyebrows, right? But here's where it gets even stranger. As these mysterious lights move, something peculiar catches the eye. It's as if these glowing orbs are all part of one cohesive unit, dancing in perfect harmony. The triangular formation remains intact. So what are we looking at? Some are entertaining the idea that there is something beyond human comprehension at play, an extraterrestrial presence or an advanced technology that surpasses our current understanding of aerospace. So here we are, faced with another enigma in the cosmos.
Now, this lady received a clip from her friend claiming her dad captured something unusual on his security cam. If you have a boomer dad, you know how these things go. After reviewing the clip, however, she realized there was a translucent lady in it, which made her jaw drop. She's not sure what it was, but believes it could be some ghost or apparition, and she uploaded it online to see what others had to say. Most who saw it were shocked by it. There are some who had been waiting their whole lives for evidence of ghosts, and they took this to be one of them. There are some in the comments section of her post that were skeptical, though. They believed it was just bad Photoshop, and she defended herself, stating it couldn't be unless her dad or some friend had suddenly learned to Photoshop stuff himself. Some were also curious about the whole thing. They wondered if there had been any paranormal events there, to which she declined. The whole thing's just a bit bizarre and exciting if you ask me, but that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? There are a lot of rare creatures out there, but have you ever heard of a blue cat? This cat is a vibrant, striking blue from head to toe. Everything from its fur to its ears, tongue, teeth, and claws is blue. It's unlike anything most of us have ever seen. How is this biologically possible? I mean, nature could be full of surprises, but this seems almost unreal. The vivid color doesn't look natural for any known species of feline. Some viewers are suggesting that it could be a digital effect or a blue filter, but here's the strange part. The cat is the only thing in the footage that appears blue, while everything else remains untouched by the color shift. Is this a bizarre natural phenomenon? Could it be a new species or just an elaborate digital trick? Ever heard of hand fishing? Well, it's as the name goes, fishing with your bare hands. This type of fishing has been trending quite recently, and as absurd as it sounds, people have been able to catch all kinds of fish using this method. However, we have a man who was quite unfortunate. The man went hand fishing and caught a hammerhead shark, more like he offered his hand as lunch to the fish. As soon as the fish grabs on his arm, it doesn't let go. You can see him thrashing around in pain. However, a few observations were made on this footage. Hammerheads have such sharp teeth that would have bitten off his hand already, meaning this is fake footage. But what do you think? Because at first I thought the shark had got him. Here is another footage of a robot taken in Russia. We witness a human in a boxing ring against a formidable opponent, a robot. As the match unfolds, it becomes apparent that the odds are stacked in favor of the mechanical contender. The man launches his attack and the machine defends easily, but when the robot attacks, it lands two perfect punches that leave the man out cold. Is it that they are out of human players or just wanted to watch a person get beat up? Because this is clearly not a fair fight. Once again, everyone wants us to believe that this is real, but my assistant showed me the original video, and I must state, this is just impressive CGI. As if that was not weird enough, we've got another clip from Sarah you might enjoy. Take a look. This time, this dad took a photo using his daughter's phone after he noticed there was something in there. He was hoping the photo would prove him wrong and let him know he was seeing things. After taking the phone, however, it was still in it. If you pay attention to the top right corner of the door, you should see what looks like a face staring in the direction of the camera. See it? Oh, that's not normal. The dad states he was unable to sleep till morning. What would you have done? The UFO and UAP phenomenon is no longer a fringe topic discussed only by enthusiasts and conspiracy theories. It's becoming increasingly recognized by both the public and government officials alike. Some police departments have even compiled handbooks acknowledging that these unidentified flying objects and unidentified aerial phenomena are real and need to be approached with caution. This gradual shift is significant. For decades, UFO sightings were dismissed or explained away as hoaxes or misidentified natural occurrences. But now, with official bodies taking it seriously, it seems like we're being gently eased into accepting a reality that many have speculated about for years. We may not be alone in the universe. It's fascinating to consider. Are these slow revelations a way to prepare humanity for an even bigger announcement? Many believe that governments and institutions have known far more about extraterrestrial life than they let on, and that this growing acknowledgement of UAPs is just the tip of the iceberg. How do you feel about this? Let us know in the comments section. Let's take a look at this next footage. Here we have a creature that looks like a collection of tangled twigs. Now, imagine walking into a place and seeing twigs slithering about. If that doesn't scream scary and creepy, then I don't know what would. Now, the big question on everybody's mind, what in the world is this thing? Some are throwing around the idea that it might be a parasite or some kind of symbiotic creature on the prowl, wiggling about in search of a host. I mean, who wouldn't be a little unnerved by a creature that's black, wiggly, and seemingly on a mission? With little to no information on this thing, we're only left with speculations on what this could be. But what do you guys think we're dealing with here? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Venturing to the beach on a sweltering afternoon, a man sought respite from the heat, but what he stumbled upon left him more heated than the scorching sun. Among some rocks under a seaweed, he saw something strange, so he picked it up, only to come face to face with a miniature skeleton of what looked like a mermaid. The skeletal remains had a combination of a human upper torso and a fish-like lower part. The shock of this unexpected encounter made the man promptly drop the mysterious carcass. Now here's where it gets juicy. Do you think this is a long-awaited confirmation that mermaids are more than just legends, or could it be an elaborate prank played on unsuspecting beachgoers?
Shit, they got every year make and model on this bitch. Motherfucker done burnt out.
This footage was captured in San Francisco, where there had been a noticeable increase in thefts in the Bay Area recently. To ensure the safety of their possessions, people have been taking various measures to secure them, and this car owner has taken a rather innovative and extreme approach. The owner of this car has gone to great lengths to protect their vehicle by welding several security cameras onto it. The cameras are strategically placed all around the car to ensure complete coverage and to provide the owner with a 360-degree view of the surroundings. It's a whimsical approach, to be sure, but you can't deny the ingenuity behind it. With those cameras mounted all around, it's safe to say that anyone thinking of getting too close to this car will think twice, unless, of course, they had their whole body covered and they ripped the cameras off for some extra profit. It sounds funny, but I can see that happening.
Shit, they got every year make and model on this bitch. Motherfucker done burnt out.
In this next footage, someone shared security footage online. In the footage, there is a ghostly figure walking through a room and then disappearing in a thin air. It's a very eerie sight to behold. Just imagine seeing something like this on your own camera. A commenter on the video suggested that this might be a cloaking device, which is quite an unusual explanation. Typically, most people would assume that the figure in the footage is a ghost or some other paranormal entity. But a cloaking device? Oh, that's something. Given our recent advancements in technology, that's not too wild a thought, but what do you think? A potential ghost or a test run for a cloaking device? Share your thoughts. Our narrative takes an otherworldly turn as we journey to Japan, where a peculiar incident has left onlookers baffled and intrigued. There was a strange structure captured in the sky. It looked like some sort of a pillar, and from that pillar, strange objects flew out.
This looks like something ripped from the pages of a sci-fi script where aliens come to Earth on a mothership that has smaller ships in it. Could that be the situation here? Because I don't think humans now have the technology to build structures in the sky. We're not quite there yet, so this leaves us with the lingering possibility that it could be an alien mothership. Now, before we label it a crazy theory, let's acknowledge that the world is full of mysteries and sometimes reality can be just as mind-bending as fiction. There are wonders all around the world. Each day, humans are presented with something new to discuss. This clip captures the astonishing moment when a group of men from a native village stumbled upon a peculiar creature while fishing along the riverside. The creature has a bluish body, a pair of human-like arms and legs, and a head resembling an alien. The concept of extraterrestrial life has long captured the human imagination, fueled by countless accounts of unidentified flying objects and alleged encounters. The possibility that this entity might be a product of human experimentation in a laboratory couldn't be dismissed either. With advances in genetic engineering and bioengineering, the line between science fiction and reality has blurred, giving rise to ethical concerns about the creation of hybrid organisms. So is this one of the said aliens or something whipped up in a lab?
While walking on the field, a farmer was taken aback by a strange sight and started recording. Some of the haystacks on the field suddenly flew off the ground and fell back down at random intervals. The farmer, puzzled by this bizarre behavior, tried to find a logical explanation for it. At first he thought it might be the wind, but when you look closely at the footage, you'll notice that there is no sign of wind blowing at all. Also, the bundles of hay that were flying off the ground were not necessarily the ones that were closest to each other, which made the situation even more peculiar. Some people speculated that it could be due to demon possession or ghost activity because there seems to be no logical explanation for the phenomenon. What do you think, though? Could this be an actual real-life capture of ghost activity, or could this man and his group of friends be playing a fast one on us? Please share your thoughts. One of our subscribers recently shared an intriguing image with us. The picture shows a mysterious creature that was spotted on the shores of a water body. Take a look. The creature in question has a rather peculiar head with two eyes, a slightly open mouth, and tiny razor-sharp teeth. Its physical characteristics differ significantly from those of regular fish, as it has two arms extended with 4 claws. The creature's appearance has puzzled many, leading to various speculations. Some people suggest that this creature could be a Nephilim, an angelic being mentioned in ancient texts. Others believe that it could be a baby mermaid, a mythical creature that has been the subject of folklore for centuries. And then there's the possibility of extraterrestrial origins, with some speculating that it could be an alien life form exploring our earthly waters. While this idea may seem far-fetched to some, the vastness of the universe and the mysteries it holds leaves room for such speculation and imagination. That big question now is, which of these is the most accurate? I guess we'll never know, unless, of course, it comes out that this was all an elaborate hoax to mislead the masses.
A hiker while in the mountains spotted something strange walking in the forest below. At first glance, the figure resembled a human, but upon closer inspection, subtle indications of dog fur all over the body emerge. The tantalizing possibility arises: could this elusive being be the legendary Bigfoot? Looking at the size of the creature from that distance, there is a high chance that is a Bigfoot, but then again, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt because humans can be very dubious sometimes. What's your take on this mountain encounter? A genuine Bigfoot sighting or just a brush with the shadows of the wild? Or a hoax? Just a quick reminder before the next clip comes, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed, can you do so right now? You wouldn't want me to send a Bigfoot after you now, would you? Embarking on a mysterious journey deep in the woods of Scotland, our attention is drawn to a hunter's startling discovery. At first glance, the creature lying there appears to be some kind of monkey, but as our explorer inches closer, he's hit with a sight that's jaw-dropping than any game he's probably ever hunted. The creature has the ears of a bat, and its mouth is slightly open, showing razor-sharp teeth. This is not a creature that eats fruits for breakfast. Naturally, this discovery has the internet buzzing with speculation. Some folks are throwing around the wild idea that it could be a baby werewolf, while others are leaning toward a hybrid of some sort. So here's the million-dollar question. What in the world is this creature? Is it a character straight out of folklore tales, or did the hunter stumble upon the real deal? Animals, though they can't communicate like we do or express emotions in ways that are easy for us to understand, clearly have deep feelings and memories. They too experience loss and grief, even if it's hard for us to grasp fully. In this touching story, a woman returned home to find her dog sitting right in front of a photo that featured her husband, and the dog. What makes this moment even more heartbreaking is that the dog was howling in distress, fixated on the picture. The deeper significance comes from the fact that her husband had passed away a year ago, and the day this happened was his 42nd birthday. It seemed the dog, in its way, remembered its owner and was mourning him, almost as if it was holding a memorial. This emotional response shows just how strong the bond between humans and animals can be, and how they're capable of feeling loss just like we do. When you look at deer from a distance, they often appear peaceful, graceful, and majestic, but not all encounters with these creatures are as serene as they seem. A man was hiking in the woods when he came across a deer just a few meters away. The weather was crisp and cold, with a chill hanging in the air. At first, the deer appeared still, but suddenly it let out a loud, aggressive screech that echoed through the trees. The sound was piercing, something you'd never expect from a creature that typically seems so calm. As the man watched, the deer shook its head violently, its breath visible in the cold, forming thick clouds that hung in the air like smoke. It stomped its foot on the ground, each thud resonating with a sense of warning, as if it was preparing to charge at any moment. The way the animal acted, tense, agitated, was intimidating, especially in such an isolated spot. This wasn't the graceful, gentle deer most people imagine.
How you doing? Not good. What's going on? Okay, Jeremiah, come out here.
According to a recent TikTok video posted by a user named Divine Pisces 444, she is convinced that a portal opened in front of her house for extraterrestrial beings. The user has shared multiple clips showing what she believes to be aliens visiting her home. Take a listen.
In 2021, and it's just been non-stop. 3 houses they arrived to. Ours was the first house, couple houses down, and then further down the road, because we heard the doorbell ring. I don't have a doorbell. It was some type of signal they gave that they were there. You understand what I'm saying? This is my security camera, you guys, picking this shit up.
In the videos, she can be heard describing the strange and unexplainable occurrences happening in her house.
You watch my videos and you go, I don't see anything, because you don't know what they look like. They have come in so many shapes, sizes, forms, colors. Actual creatures have come in my house. Some stood as short as 2 feet, some as tall as 9 feet.
Her voice sounds shaken, and the fear and anxiety are quite evident in her tone. The video has sparked a wave of discussion and speculation on social media, with many people sharing their theories about the possible existence of aliens. What do you think of her encounter? Share your thoughts and opinions in the comments section.
The people that was up on that ship, they were like doing something at that tree, and when they wanted to communicate with me, that whole front of that tree, it would turn into their face, and they would talk to me telepathically.
Speaking of bizarre occurrences, someone allegedly captured this next clip at an unknown location. Enjoy. In the clip, we're introduced to this huge and strange object falling from the sky. The object is almost transparent, and there's people also gathering around to see it. The question on everyone's mind was, what is this? Some people mentioned that it was a weather balloon falling to the ground. Weather balloons are commonly used for atmospheric research and data collection, and it's not uncommon for them to be mistaken for unidentified objects when spotted from a distance. Another mentioned that this was a government project of deception, specifically the blue beam projection. While I can understand the weather balloon bit, I have questions about the blue beam projection. Of all the clips, why would the government share this, assuming we believe the blue beam projection theory? It doesn't add up, does it? Anyway, what do you personally think about the whole thing? Mermaids have been talked about for years, with various sightings here and there. Yet there are still a few things that make humans pause and question if these creatures are real or if they're just characters we made up for our fairy tales and bedtime stories. However, it's footage like this that leaves us questioning if these creatures are real or not. Some people went to the Yukon River to fish when they spotted this creature that fits the mermaid description swimming by. The creature had long black hair with a silvery fish tail, and it calmly swam by. From various stories I've heard of these creatures, they're mostly hiding from humans, but not this one. It's actually approaching the fishermen. That and the graphic fidelity of the footage make the credibility of this encounter a little fishy. I'm willing to bet that I'm not the only one who thinks this footage might be a hoax. What about you? Don't be shy. Our next adventure takes us to the riverside in Thailand, where an extraordinary spectacle has captivated the villagers. A massive creature with a colorful fin emerges atop the river, drawing the attention of the enthralled audience. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Amidst the gasps and whispers, the villagers are all chanting one name: Naga. In Thai folklore, Naga is a revered sea god, often depicted as a serpent-like deity with mystical powers. But among skeptics, some attributed the sighting to a dragon, drawing upon mythical imagery, while others offered a more pragmatic interpretation, suggesting it could be an oversized fish. What do you think it is? If you haven't already hit the like button, subscribe, or even dropped a comment so far, could you do so now? It goes a long way to help us to make more of these kinds of videos for you. Thank you so much. Now back to today's episode.
Happy birthday, dear Bricky.
Happy birthday
to you. Make a wish. Make a wish. Make a wish.
And many more.
Right.
Almost.
Whoa. All right, Jackie.
This girl was celebrating her birthday when her mother gave her a very special gift, a teddy bear dressed like her late father, a firefighter. To make it even more emotional, the bear had a recorded voicemail from her father placed inside. When the girl pressed play and heard her father's voice, she was deeply moved and the room was filled with emotions. But just as the voicemail ended, something strange happened. They all heard a siren coming from one of the rooms. It wasn't just any siren, it came from one of her father's fire truck toys, a part of his collection. The toy was said to be broken, yet at the exact moment as they were all thinking of him, the fire truck went off on its own. I don't know about you, but this gave me serious goosebumps. Could it be more than just a coincidence? What do you think?
So, whatever you can, just come visit me, okay? Okay.
Shut up. No way. That does not work. That does not work.
Cara do tamanho da árvore. Olha o tamanho da árvore. Gente, não tem cabimento. Olha pra você ver o tamanho do cara. Tá não. Uma coisa.
From an unknown location, we've got a video that captures an entire town of locals standing outside, their eyes fixed on the distant mountains. The footage shows a massive being walking among the trees and structures nestled in the mountains. Despite the distance, when zoomed in, the figure becomes more distinct, appearing to be a colossal, human-like figure. The sheer size of the figure compared to the surrounding landscape raises many questions. Could this be a giant? The town's reaction suggests this isn't a common sight, as the people seem captivated by the scene. Some may argue it could be an illusion caused by the landscape, perhaps a trick of the camera, but others are left wondering if there really could be such an enormous being walking the earth. Giants have often been part of myth and legend, from ancient stories to modern sightings, but if this footage is real, it raises a profound question. What else could be out there hidden among the mountains and forests just beyond our everyday understanding? In Japan, a homeowner bought a house that was haunted. He has records of ghostly activities in the house, and the most shocking of all is this footage here. He put 2 toilet papers on a stick and placed them on the walls of the stairway. That part of the house has a lot of activity, so watch what happens to the rolls. In a few moments, an unknown force grabs onto the rolls and starts to pull. This footage has been studied and confirmed to not be edited. This man should leave that house, unless he's friends with the ghost haunting the house. Well, then good for him. We've all heard of the company Tesla by Elon Musk. This company has achieved a lot of technological milestones to a point that it seems scary. Even Elon Musk himself has said so. In this footage, we can see a Tesla robot being handed a hat and a gun. The robot shoots the gun at a Tesla car to test if the car is bulletproof. After that, another robot comes out of the car unharmed. While the demonstration showcases impressive advancements in technology and automation, it also sparks a contemplation of the implications. The ease with which the robot handles the gun raises questions about the evolving capabilities of artificial intelligence. The seamless execution of tasks by these robots brings to mind the concept of singularity, a point where AI could surpass human intelligence, prompting both awe and a tinge of unease. That's if the video was true, at least. I must say, it had me in the first half, but this has to be one of the most impressive CGIs I have ever seen. Unless, of course, it's truly real. Can anyone confirm? An individual has recently captured a very peculiar and intriguing creature that bears a resemblance to a plant, though its classification is uncertain. The creature appears to have taken on the shape of a star, with multiple tentacles extending from its central body. These tentacles are unlike any seen before, as they've root-like structures attached to them. At one center of the creature, there's a small hole that appears to be used for the creature's feeding or breathing. We're not so sure. The creature takes turns sticking the root-like tentacles into this hole. What could this be? Is it feeding or what? Well, no one we know has the answers, and our paranormal communities are speechless, which doesn't happen very often. My hypothesis is that it's an unknown and undiscovered species, or a CGI creation meant to give the uploaders their 5 minutes of fame. But what do you think? Alligators are dangerous creatures, yet some people don't seem cautious around them. Recently, a clip went viral showing a woman swimming underwater with an alligator floating right above her. Naturally, and fortunately, the alligator had its eyes above the water. What's truly astonishing is the woman's seemingly fearless demeanor as she swims right beneath the alligator, unfazed by its presence. And the reptile? Well, it appears rather indifferent, making no move to harm her, even as she boldly touches its belly. Now, one commenter suggests the alligators may not be as dangerous underwater as they are on land, but I'd err on the side of caution. Swimming alongside a flesh-eating predator like that, oh no thank you, count me out. What about you? Would you dare to take the plunge into those murky waters with a potentially deadly neighbor lurking nearby?
In the vast skies above Venezuela in 2023, a group of mesmerized onlookers captures a celestial show that challenges the norms of the ordinary. Initially, a fleet of radiant objects was spotted hovering in the night sky like otherworldly gems. However, the spectacle takes an astonishing twist as these celestial wonders undergo a spell-binding metamorphosis. Slowly but surely, the luminous objects transform into what can only be termed sky snakes. What's your take on this sky show? Alien acrobats or an elaborate light display with a serpent twist? A Facebook user posted this disturbing image that has left netizens scratching their heads. The person had taken a picture of the pipestone monument, unaware of what was on top of the stone, until he took a second look at the image, and there it was. A strange-looking figure comes into view, standing at the edge of the rock and seemingly peering down. When the image is zoomed in, this mysterious figure takes on an otherworldly appearance, almost like a ghostly presence, pale face and long hair. Now, there is a cemetery not far from the area, so people believe that it could be the spirit of a native child standing there or another spirit from the cemetery. But what do you guys think? Stepping away from all that, take a look at this clip. This man is attempting to explain that aliens do not exist. Well, he doesn't explicitly say that, but his explanations imply it. According to him, there are times when our plane of existence merges with others. We don't realize it, but beings from other dimensions or planes of existence walk into our own. Because they do not belong to our dimension, they end up looking and moving in strange ways, which causes us to call them aliens. Sounds very interesting, but do share your thoughts. What do you think? Speaking of strange or unusual sights, take a look at this. What did you see? An ape going into hiding? Well, take a second look. Tell me you see it. Does this movement also not seem a bit human to you?
Sure, apes can stand up and move, but they seldom move like humans. There's a noticeable difference you can't miss. Look at this one, however, I'm not sure. It's these same feelings that made the campers who captured this clip share it online. While out camping, they couldn't shake off the feeling that they were not alone. After a few hours in the woods, they spotted the reason. Seeing its cover was blown, it sped out of the place, but not before they managed to capture what you see on your screen. Most who saw the clip are convinced we're dealing with a Bigfoot, albeit a juvenile. What about you? What do you see? Quite recently, there was a commotion in Miami, and the whole situation can be attributed to a suspected alien sighting in the region. Various images have since been going around, but it seems these photos might be one of the clearest. There you can see the creature, about 7 to 8 feet tall, walking. According to the owner of the footage, the creature was very visible for one moment and then started to become transparent until it finally vanished. Residents from the area have confirmed this as well, but according to the police, there was no creature on site. However, on the night of the incident, there were hundreds of police surrounding the area, with some in choppers in the sky, which makes the whole thing very suspicious. The conflicting reports raise questions about the validity and nature of the alleged alien sighting. Residents remain divided on the credibility of the incident, sparking debates and speculation within the community. Having seen this footage, what do you also think? What are we looking at here? This strange exhibition in a museum has left everyone perplexed. We can see what looks like 3 human hands attached to a bicycle. The hands are covered in black long gloves, so we do not know what lies beneath them. 2 of the arms are on the ground, I guess serving as the legs, while the third one is in the sky making the rock on sign with its fingers. It's like someone unleashed a surreal puppet show on an unsuspecting audience. Speaking of the audience, they're not just intrigued, but downright baffled. The covered arms making the whole scene a mystery, making it impossible to tell if these limbs are mechanically crafted or, dare I say it, possessed by some otherworldly force. And you know it's got people talking when the speculation meter swings all the way to the possessed object theory. But what do you guys say this is? A hiker was exploring the woods when he stumbled upon strange markings on the ground. Intrigued, he grabbed a torch and camera and decided to investigate further. He discovered an old, worn-out door leading to a tunnel. As he ventured deeper, he came across a series of metal doors, each one leading to another staircase going even further down. Eventually, he reached the end of the tunnel where he found a hatch. Opening it, he entered a smaller room filled with what looked like old toilets and other forgotten spaces. The maze seemed to stretch on with numerous rooms and corridors. Finally, he found a staircase that led him out of the tunnel. It's possible this could have been an old military bunker, fallout shelter, or some kind of hidden underground structure. During the Cold War, many countries built secret bunkers in case of nuclear fallout, and some of these facilities still remain hidden or forgotten today. Another possibility is that it could have been part of an old mining operation or a utility tunnel system that's no longer in use. What do you think this place could have been? This story is a kind of thing that would make anyone's heart race. Imagine this. A woman is heading upstairs to her room when she spots something unsettling on the window. A window that's 20 feet up, almost near the ceiling. There, imprinted on the glass, is a small human-like footprint accompanied by what looks like fingerprints. The kicker? The prints are on the outside of the building. Now, how could a child or even an adult manage to leave prints so high up without a ladder? The sheer impossibility of it brings to mind eerie scenes from horror movies where people, sometimes possessed, walk on walls or ceilings like spiders. Could this be something paranormal, or is there a more logical but equally bizarre explanation? What do you think? Could this be a prank, or are we dealing with something much stranger here? Our journey into the mysterious takes another chilling turn as we delve into security footage from a parking lot. The seemingly routine scene unfolds with a van driving by, yet, as it fades from view, an inexplicable event occurs. Out of thin air, a mysterious man materializes in the middle of the parking lot. There was no one there, but after the van drove by, a man appeared out of nowhere and walked away. How was that even possible? Did he teleport there or what? Share your thoughts. Talk about a mid-air mystery that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. Imagine being on a plane looking out of the window and suddenly noticing that the propeller seems frozen in time, not doing the usual spin that provides reassurance during a flight. It's that kind of sight that could make your heart skip a beat, and that's what happened to our unfortunate cinematographer for this clip. A little alarmed, our vigilant passenger took out his phone to film it, but something even stranger occurred. In the video, the propeller was still, but when he moved the phone, the propeller began to function. This was quite strange, but it appears that the mysterious interplay between the human eye, the camera lens, and the spinning propeller creates a visual illusion that plays tricks on our perception. So fear not, the plane isn't defying the laws of aviation, it's just an optical illusion. Have you watched the movie Life? If so, you might recall the scene where they captured a gooey creature in space that later turned into a human-eating monster. Recently, footage has been circulating that is eerily similar. In the video, there's a plate on a table with a strange, thick, black, gooey substance. A hand holds a metal ring, and the liquid follows wherever the ring goes. It's unclear where this footage was taken or who recorded it, but this is something worth investigating. But wait, it gets even more intriguing. The hand tries to separate the goo with a credit card, but it effortlessly merges back together, as if it has a mind of its own. Now, some people have drawn comparisons to the infamous symbiotic alien known as Venom, and you can see why. The resemblance is uncanny. Others speculate that it could be graphene, a material known for its unique properties. One intriguing suggestion comes from a commenter who proposed that it might be a ferromagnetic fluid reacting to a magnet hidden beneath the table. This theory holds water, as ferromagnetic fluids are indeed capable of exhibiting fascinating behaviors when exposed to magnetic fields, such as following the movement of a magnet or rejoining when separated. As for us, we're no experts and can only speculate based on available evidence. Nonetheless, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think's going on here? A woman came across this dead creature in a jar covered in a slimy substance. It appears to be an alien-like miniature being in a fetal position. The creature was so tiny and fit in the palm of the woman who found it. The creature was gray with huge eyes and an oddly shaped head, features that have long been associated with extraterrestrial beings. Why would someone go through the trouble of capturing such a creature and preserving it in a jar? Is it a genuine extraterrestrial being, or perhaps a cleverly crafted hoax designed to stir up intrigue? Many in the paranormal community believe it's a fake, but what say you?
Nah, ngiro na.
This woman, who is currently pregnant, started hearing strange noises outside her house in the middle of the night. Concerned, she decided to set up a camera and record herself to see if she could figure out what was going on. The footage she captured is deeply unsettling. In this clip, she's suddenly woken up by a disturbing sound coming from outside. The noises are a mix of low animalistic growls, followed by eerie screeching and even howling that doesn't quite sound like any animal she's familiar with. The woman never dared to step outside. Instead, she stayed indoors waiting for the noises to stop. Now here's where it gets even creepier. Some believe these sounds are made by a malevolent creature, once said to mimic noises in order to lure pregnant women out of their homes. The legend goes that it preys on them, harming both the woman and her unborn child. Have you ever heard of such a creature, or has anyone actually encountered something like this?
Nah, ngiro na.
Mira. Toma, te soltar, culiao. ¿Ah? Hey. Mira si sola, mira si por acá, weón. Huh?
Two friends were out one night biking through the woods. Both had helmets with GoPro cameras to record their ride. Everything seemed normal until the man riding in the back captured something unsettling. As they rode along the trail, his camera picked up the figure of a person standing quietly by the side of the road. He didn't think much of it at first, casually saying hi to her as he passed. But the moment he went by, something changed. Without fully understanding why, he suddenly felt an overwhelming sense of fear. He then called out to his friend ahead, telling him how unsettled he was about the encounter. They both agreed it was unusual for someone talk less, a young lady to be out in the woods at the same time. Sure, it could just be a random woman out in a trail just like them, but the timing, the stillness, and the immediate wave of fear after the encounter made it hard to not wonder if there wasn't more to it. Could this have been a ghostly encounter, or was it simply an eerie coincidence?
Mira. Toma, te soltar, culiao. ¿Ah? Hey. Mira si sola, mira si por acá, weón. Huh?
With the advancement of technology, body modification techniques are also becoming more sophisticated. For those who have ever considered changing their eye color, it's now possible thanks to Flack Pro technique. Beatrice from Brazil underwent this procedure to change her eye color from a darker shade to a water green, and her results were remarkable. The Flack Pro procedure involves pigmentation of the cornea, which is a clear front surface of the eye. Skilled ophthalmologists perform the procedure by injecting a specialized pigment into the cornea stroma, the middle layer of the cornea. This pigment interacts with the existing iris color, resulting in a new hue. The procedure is performed with great care and precision, ensuring that the patient's eye health is not compromised. Beatrice underwent the procedure in Rome, Italy, where it was successfully performed. The change in eye color has been a popular trend in recent years, and as technology continues to advance, this trend is likely to continue. Would you try this? Over the years, there have been numerous reports of unidentified flying objects and sightings of extraterrestrial life, which have warranted intense scrutiny. However, this alleged UFO sighting shared online by renowned Mexican journalist and ufologist Jaime Maussan has captured people's attention worldwide. The clip shows a bright light ascending into the night sky and then disappearing into the clouds. However, even after it disappears into the clouds, you can still see lights shining above them, which has left many people wondering what it could be.
Jean Moussin is well known for his work in the field of ufology, having investigated and reported on several UFO sightings and alien encounters. This sighting has only added to the intrigue and mystery surrounding the topic. While some folks hang on to Moussin's every word, others are quick to dismiss him as a fake, questioning the authenticity of his content. Well, as with many things in the realm of UFOs and aliens, it's a mixed bag of belief and skepticism. Without more concrete evidence, it's tough to say for sure what's really going on up there in the skies. What do you make of this, real or fake? In the video, the sky is entirely covered in thick, vibrant pink clouds. The color isn't subtle, it's intense, as if the clouds were. The woman who posted the footage seemed just as stunned, asking viewers if anyone could explain what was happening. No one seems to know if it was a natural phenomenon, weather condition, pollution, or even something more mysterious. We shared a similar clip recently, and to have it come up again so soon has got us wondering. Is this a new norm? Have you ever seen anything like this before? What do you think could explain such a bizarre and beautiful scene?
Este es el cielo ahora mismo aquí en Bioluminescent. Nunca había visto yo un cielo igual. And nobody's saying.
Those are the angels.
This footage comes from San Diego. There are two separate clips that depict an unusual phenomenon in the sky. The first clip shows four bright lights moving independently, almost like small comets, but instead of falling, as you'd expect with meteors, they hover and glide across the sky. One woman says that they are angels. The second clip is another perspective, showing the same four lights emerging from the sky, possibly prior to the events of the first clip. Many are inclined toward the spiritual in support of the woman's assertion that they're angels. On the other hand, skeptics suggest these lights could be drones, flares, or a yet unknown natural phenomenon. What do you think?
Sarah, get out here!
In Brazil, a farmer was digging on his property when he uncovered something truly remarkable, a colossal creature buried in the earth. This being had tentacles and an almost octopus-like appearance, but with huge dark eyes that made it look even more alien. The size and features of this creature were so striking that one commenter on the video boldly named it Cthulhu, referencing the famous cosmic entity from H.P. Lovecraft's mythology. What could this creature really be, though? An ancient relic of a forgotten world? Or is there a more natural explanation for this bizarre find? Tell me this didn't freak you out. Tell me I'm not the only one who thinks this looks like something from outer space. I was ready to throw the alien or AI tag on this one when Aaron told me to be serious. Now to have Aaron correct and ground me on a subject like this made me feel, well, you know what, never mind. Either way, after a short discourse with him, I learned that this is lava of a tortoise beetle. Now, this was my first time hearing something like this as it existed, and I'm sure it's yours too. I did some research and discovered that tortoise beetles are small, brightly colored insects known for their domed, shield-like shells which resemble a tortoise. Found mostly in the Americas, they feed on plants like sweet potatoes and morning glories. Their larvae, like what you see on your screen, are unique in that they carry their own fecal matter and shed skins on their backs, creating a protective shield called a fecal umbrella. This helps deter predators by making them less appealing or harder to detect. The larvae often have spiny bodies and go through several stages of molting before maturing into adult beetles. Now, tell me that's not alien and bizarre.
Jangan ke mulut. Jangan bikin nyo kaget, Bang. Yo, kalau yang kaget tuh lari lagi. Satunya nyo loncat lagi, Pak.
Imagine coming home to see this in your home. That's the exact situation of the family you see in the clip. I don't know what this is, but it appears to have left the family in a real dilemma. What would you have done in their shoes? We don't see the end of the situation, but can any of you tell us what animal this is?
Jangan ke mulut. Jangan bikin nyo kaget, Bang. Yo, kalau yang kaget tuh lari lagi. Satunya nyo loncat lagi, Pak.
A woman was looking out of her window one day when something unusual caught her eye. Glancing down at the apartment below hers, she noticed a bag sitting by the window. At first, it didn't seem like anything out of the ordinary, but curiosity got the better of her. She decided to zoom in with a camera, and what she captured was truly unsettling. Inside the bag, poking out just enough to be visible, was a doll. Its eyes were staring directly at her. Its gaze felt deliberate, as though it were unaware of her being watched. The sight was unnerving, to say the least. A doll in a bag by a window might seem harmless at first glance, but something about its positioning gives it a deeply creepy vibe. What do you think? What would be your reaction if you realized there was a finger poking out of your tree? On second thought, watch this clip before you answer.
And guess what I found? It looked like a finger, or maybe it's the tree.
Looks like a finger or a toe, doesn't it? Well, the individual who uploaded this clip has gone grocery shopping, and when she returned home, she noticed something on her tree she had never seen, a toe or finger-like growth. Confused and a little unsettled, she uploaded this online seeking answers. Some believe it's probably just a weirdly shaped root, while others think it might be the real deal. But you gotta wonder, what would a toe be doing in a tree? It doesn't make sense now, does it? Well, there are legends that state that some ancient trees were once human. Not sure if it fits here, but that's the interpretation some are giving to it. Some even suggested that a human might have been buried under the tree before it was planted. But Julia states that's just not possible. Even if it were true, the finger would have decomposed long before the tree became this huge. He thinks it's either just a weirdly shaped root or a digital manipulation. What say you?
And guess what I found? It looked like a finger, or maybe it's the tree.
In this clip, a saucer-shaped object can be seen hovering in the sky, the kind of classic flying saucer shape we often associate with UFOs. It appears to float effortlessly, and the footage is quite clear, making it difficult to dismiss outright. The TikToker was certain that this was a genuine UFO sighting, and the comments section blew up with mixed reactions. Some viewers are convinced that this could be an alien craft, especially given the rise in recent UFO and UAP sightings. However, others remain skeptical, pointing out that the footage could be digitally manipulated or staged with a drone, given how easy it is to create convincing fakes with modern technology. Here we have a curious piece of surveillance footage that has left viewers puzzled. In the video, a ghostly figure can be seen approaching two dogs outside. What happens next is fascinating. The figure crouches down as if to pet the dogs and lingers there for a few moments. What's more striking about this footage is the dog's behavior. Animals, especially dogs, are known for their heightened sensitivity to unseen entities. They often bark, growl, or react with visible fear when encountering something out of the ordinary. But in this case, the dogs remain calm, even appearing to engage with the figure as though there's someone familiar. So could this be the spirit of someone the dogs once knew, perhaps a former owner or caretaker? A passenger on a plane was filming the stunning sky outside when something extraordinary zipped past the camera. What they captured was a bright red sphere moving so fast it was almost a blur. It wasn't just hovering or floating, it zipped by in an instant. Now, I've seen a lot of UFO footage, but this one stands out. It's not the usual plasma-like object or saucer-shaped craft. This is something different, a perfectly round, glowing red sphere. Could this be a UFO, or is it something more explainable like a high-tech drone or an atmospheric anomaly? What do you think? Distinguishing between what's real and what's not has become increasingly challenging. I recently came across this fascinating footage that has got members of the paranormal community excited yet scared. In the clip, there is a massive pillar with huge tentacles wrapped around it. It's a sight to behold. However, before we start imagining the existence of colossal octopus monsters, it's worth considering the potential for digital manipulation. Thanks to the advancement in technology, it's gotten relatively easier to create realistic-looking creatures for your videos. This makes some members of our team think this might be nothing more than CGI. While there's a strong assertion, we can't really prove it, but you've seen it. What do you think? Is this merely a result of CGI, or is there something more at play? Please share your thoughts in the comments section.
Sue. Нет. Бургер. Хорошо, стоп. Мясо.
Take a look at this man who appears to be over-friendly with a bear. He leans against the giant fur of the animal, and something is unsettling about the way he interacts with the bear. But that's not even the most concerning part. Watch as the man offers a burger to the bear, but the bear refuses to eat it. The man takes out the ingredients one by one, trying to entice the animal to eat. He shows the bear the patty, then the cheese, then the lettuce and tomato, but the bear still refused to eat. The man continues to pester the bear, urging it to eat. He tries to hand-feed the animal, but it still won't eat. Finally, after much pestering, the bear gets up and walks away from the man. As you watch this scene, you can't help but wonder why the bear refused to eat. Could it be that the bear smelled something unhealthy and inedible from the food? It's concerning to think about what we're putting into our stomachs when we eat these things. Either that or the bear might be vegan and the burger just wasn't meeting the mark.
Том, неправильно. Давай. Том.
Не хочет.
Не хочет. Нет.
This strange video was captured in June 2024. It shows something truly strange and unexplainable. A woman whose backyard opens up to a dense woodland area, recording an eerie sight that has left many wondering about its origin. From deep within the woods, a mysterious light could be seen flashing among the trees. Unlike the usual flicker of flames from a fire, this light glowed a peculiar orange hue. What made it even more unsettling was its shape. It appeared as a half arc. Not to sound like the science nerd, but these are the kinds of faces and heads you'd expect with high-tech mechs. There was also the possibility of it being a UFO. I mean, look at it. The individual recording refused to get closer and went indoors after recording this. If we are being sincere, I understand them, but what do you think? Could this be evidence of something extraordinary like a UFO crash landing in the woods? Or is there a more down-to-earth explanation for this, like a malfunctioning power line or some heavy-duty equipment? Let's hear your thoughts.
Se quedó quieto, no se mueve. En un solo punto. ¿Será un ovni?
A resident in Concordia shared some intriguing footage online. The video shows a disc-shaped UFO hovering in the sky. What's strange is that it wasn't moving at all, it just hung there completely static. The sighting has sparked a wave of speculation. Some believe it's undeniable proof of extraterrestrial life, while others argue it could be seen as some sort of advanced military technology. Of course, skeptics claim it might just be a cleverly executed hoax or drone with unusual modifications. What do you think it is?
Se quedó quieto, no se mueve. En un solo punto. ¿Será un ovni?
Believe me when I say the next one is as disturbing as it is strange. That's definitely a strange-looking creature lying down on the table. It has this grotesque-looking face and body features that don't match any known creature on the planet. The question on everyone's mind is, what is this? Naturally, the comments section of the original post was buzzing with opinions and theories. One comment that caught our attention among the thousands under the post was this: if mermaids exist, this is a more accurate description of what they would probably look like. It's an intriguing thought, isn't it? Perhaps this creature isn't an alien after all, but rather a fantastic creature of the sea, lurking in the depths beyond our understanding. Either that or we've got another hoax on our hands. Back on October the 15th, 1996, this alien body was allegedly retrieved and thoroughly examined. The footage is not very clear, so it's hard to see, but you can tell that the creature lying down is not human. It has a small, oddly shaped head and a small mouth. The eyes are closed, but one appears to be slightly open. Now, people made mention this was a legit alien sighting from one Dr. Jonathan Reed. So I did a little digging and found this. This footage was indeed from Dr. Jonathan Reed, who said the alien attacked his dog and shot his dog with a vaporizer. Reed said he took a tree branch and knocked the creature out, resulting in this footage we see. Initially, the media seized upon the story, but over time skepticism grew, and Reed's claims were ultimately debunked and dismissed as a hoax. Knowing what we know now and the possibility of extraterrestrial life out there, do you think it's a hoax or that it's real? One of the most dangerous creatures in the sea is, without a doubt, the shark. Now imagine you're deep underwater when suddenly a shark emerges from behind you. This exact scenario happened to a diver who was swimming in the deep sea. Out of nowhere, a shark approached him and, with its powerful jaws, grabbed onto the diver's oxygen tank. It even shook him slightly, almost as if testing its grip. At this point, you'd expect the worst, but surprisingly, the shark released him and swam away, almost like he was playing a prank on the diver. This man must have been shaken to his core, but he's incredibly lucky. Imagine having a close encounter like this and living to tell the tale. Definitely want to share with his kids someday. Remember the footage we saw earlier of a ghostly figure crouched down over two eerily calm dogs? Well, here's a similar situation, but this time the dogs' reactions were anything but friendly. A couple woke up one morning feeling exhausted. Their dogs had been barking furiously all night, keeping them awake and on edge. They rushed to check the security footage from their compound to figure out what had caused the commotion. What they saw left them utterly stunned. The footage revealed a strange figure. It was a naked person walking through their compound. But something about this person was deeply unnatural. The dogs were trailing him, barking loudly and aggressively, clearly distressed. Yet the man was not entirely human. His form appeared transparent, flickering in and out of view as though he were glitching in and out of reality. The couple couldn't make sense of what they had witnessed. They uploaded it online and some argued it was a spirit. Others thought it was a glitch in the footage because it was nighttime. Cameras struggle to capture such clips. You've seen the video yourself, so what do you also think? A hiker found himself lost in the forest when he stumbled upon a strange structure hidden among the trees. Intrigued, he decided to follow it and came across a closed red metal gate. As he approached the gate, a low rumbling sound began to emerge from behind it. The eerie noise echoed in the stillness of the woods, adding to the suspense. The footage abruptly ends there, leaving us with more questions than answers. What could have been hidden behind the gate? Was it some kind of creature or perhaps a machine? The mystery remains unsolved and the possibilities are endless. What do you think it could be? This was captured by the doorbell camera of the one who sent it in one evening. He kept hearing his bell go off, and anytime he checked, there was no one there. After going through the same ordeal a couple of times, he stayed to watch the clip a while longer, and what you see on your screen is what came up. Naturally, he was shocked and then surprised and then a little worried. He did some digging around, and it led him to one of the paranormal groups we're part of online where he uploaded it. Different individuals have watched this and shared their opinions. Most individuals who saw the clip thought it had to be a fairy. Before you dismiss the fact that fairies are not real creatures, you must remember that I mentioned it was a paranormal platform, meaning most individuals believe in such creatures. Anyway, how do you know those creatures aren't real? The lack of evidence does not mean the absence of evidence. Just because we haven't had concrete evidence yet doesn't mean that they're not out there. Aaron believes this could be the real deal. Julius is still laughing at us at the time of compiling this video. He can't believe we're considering it could be a real fairy. What about you guys? What do you think? Information circulating reveals that Bill Gates could be using dolls to spy on people, including you. How, you ask? Meet the Kayla dolls. These dolls were popular, and many parents rushed to get them for their kids back in 2017. After a few months, however, the German government banned the dolls and asked parents to destroy them. A complaint was also filed in the US against the company that made the dolls, Genesis Toys. To use the doll, the children provided personal details like their names, ages, parents' names, favorite toys, where they lived, and what have you. Although this should have raised some flags, it wasn't until it was discovered that the dolls were actually recording audio and transmitting it to a speech recognition software owned by the Nuance Communications. This company has contracts with the military and owns the largest voice print database in the world. The company has been sued several times for privacy violations, yet somehow Microsoft decided to acquire the organization. This has got some industry experts worried, and I must admit I get why they're worried. I know it's the Christmas season and there are discounts flying around, but please make sure you do your due diligence before buying anything. The last thing you want to do is get a toy that will allow people like Bill Gates to spy on your family. This is meant to be a creepy video of two strange beings in the woods. It's allegedly captured by a trail cam, and when Julius saw it, let's just say he was the least bit amused. He felt this was a poor attempt to fake the real thing because the individuals involved in the clip looked like they were acting. Others, on the other hand, see a cryptid attacking an individual. Personally, I'm tempted to go with Julius on this one, but you've seen the clip too, so what do you think? Speaking of digital fabrications, take a look at this. The uploader of this clip states that he looked out of his window and saw this happening. I'm not sure if it's vivid enough, but it appears to be a golden orb circulating in the same spot. I've combed the internet looking for an explanation and found none. Some team members believe it's digitally inserted too, but what if it's not? Can any of you come up with an explanation for it? I will be reading in the comments.
Now this apparently is called the assassin bug. Jeez, do you know what? I don't know why I get so freaked out when I see weird things like this, but spiders, things with the big long legs and stuff, just, kind of freaks me out a little bit, if I'm totally honest with you. Yeah.
Obviously, the spider will come to investigate.
I don't want to see this.
The assassin spider will grab it, and then it will stab its pelican-like beak right through it.
Good for it.
Dangle from its beak until it physically watches the
Fantastic. Yeah, good for it. Yeah, that's enough. Thank you very much indeed.
They'll track a spider by following its silk residue, and they're known for tracking it for hours until they find it, which they will find it. Once they do, they start tapping on its web, mimicking an insect stuck in the web. Obviously, the spider will come to investigate, and once it does, the assassin spider will grab it, and then it will stab its pelican-like beak right through it and let it dangle from its beak until it physically watches the spider die. And then it eats it.
With that, we end today's episode. So like I said, if you want to give us a shout out, please give us a shout out to everyone. Let them know about the channel, man. We want to have more subscribers. Tell them about us. And if you got any videos, you got any pictures, you got any stories that you can give us, share them with us at classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. that is where you will be able to get a hold of us. Share the email. Put the email in the comments so other people can see it. Hell, we don't mind. We want to be spread far and wide. I've been Steve. This has been Classified Captures. We hope to see you next time, and do me a favor and share this with everybody.